I'm in debt, but I still gotta pop out. Playboy Carti, let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Right now, I am outside of a goddamn casino right now, ready to get my money back. Guys, I am I'm over a couple of grand in debt. You know, it's a fucking lot. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So I'm gonna go quickly win that back right now. We will do this Playboy Carti review. Wait, come on, please, no. Well, that didn't fucking work. Great. Let's talk about Playboy Carti. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Playboy Carti has dropped a whole fucking album. I Am Music, or Music, you know, that's what it's just called, I guess. Music has finally dropped. That's fucking crazy to say with a podcast show. Like, Playboy Carti is the fucking music, I guess. Well, guys, we got Pop Out, and I've been wanting to talk about this track for a little bit, but I had to get familiar with it. I had to keep listening and listening and listening. And as I replayed the album, I replayed this song. I replayed the album 2 or 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm always on my. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm on my 8 listen. You know, I'm on my 8 listen of the album, of the whole thing. And guys, you know, I'm having such an enjoyable time checking out this album. But we gotta talk about the self-titled, not the self-titled, I guess you could say. Well, it is pretty self-titled. Pop Out. Pop Out is the first track off the album, and we gotta finally do a track review of this, because this song right here, I'm gonna say this, just absolutely goes fucking insane. So let's talk about this song. I got a couple of points I want to get off my chest. Starting off with number 1, let's talk about this fucking beat. This fucking beat is crazy. I mean, the bass alone feels like I'm listening to some fucking analog fucking horror movie. You know, the bass is like fucking like falling apart, it feels like. And, you know, one of these things that I listen to the song, guys, and I think, honestly, I kind of like how the bass is like that. The bass is kind of like insanely like so different. And, like, it feels like it's falling apart. And it's kind of funny when you think about that, you know, being the first track off the album, you know. Let's put out the first track and let's get a crazy-ass beat going. But I'm going to say this. I think this beat is crazy as fuck because, you know, the bass is going absolutely off the fucking knockers. And then the goddamn drums start kicking in. And these drums, I will say, are pretty fire. I like how the drums are just really, like, hard in the instance. Like, you know, it's not like, you know, the drums are, like, badly produced, in my opinion. I think it's, like, a style of production here, and I think those drums that are just, you know, constantly booming and booming and booming, you know, adding that beat, adding those 8-bit elements. There is some, like, 8-bit kind of elements, but it's like if you put, it's like if you did 8-bit sounds, and you put the 8-bit sounds in a fucking blender, and then you blend these fucking sounds up, and then you pour it out to the beat, and then there you go. And honestly, that's kind of fire to think about, you know, to be able to even have the ear, to be able to create like a beat like this is just fucking insane, in my opinion. But I will say, you know, I think my first point's got to be this. The beat goes pretty fucking hard. I like those elements of the bass, like, falling apart. I like the elements of the drums just sounding so fucking hard and fire. And, you know, even though I'm in debt, even though I'm in 3K or 2K, 4K, 5K in debt, you know, I'm not going to tell you all the number. It's none of your business. But I'm going to say this, you know, it's a lot in debt. And I think this beat is, like, piling on the ground. I think this beat, like, needs to be resurrected or some shit. Like, that's how fucking crazy it is. Now, you know, let's move on from this beat. But there is a beat switch, though. There is a beat switch at the end. So I will talk about the beat switch. Well, the beat switch is basically the beat cuts off. So that's one thing. That's your beat switch. The beat cuts off. And then you get some synths, you get some horns, you get a little bit of a build-up, you get a little bit of a rise at the end. So that's pretty fire, in my opinion. So I like a little bit of a beat switch up. It, the switch up leads off to the next song, which is Crush. So, Pop Out is just overall okay. And then, when we talk about the verses, I mean, holy fucking shit. I'm going to say this. The first verse from Playboy Carti on Pop Out, I think it goes crazy. I like how he's playing around with the vocals. I like this vocal style. He's fucking just screaming off the top of his lungs. But it's like in a way that's really fire. But he's also flowing. Like, I don't know how you're able to like have these like screeching vocal auto-tune effects and to be able to keep riding on this type of beat. I think it's overall really fucking fire. It's pretty fire. I like how it sounds. It's a little different, I will say. You could imagine this song like being played in like at a concert or something like that, or like a mosh pit, setting. I think this would also go really fucking crazy. So, then, the hook. Let's talk about the hook. Now, the hook is the pop-out hook, and I'm going to say this. Playboy Carti always puts out these simple vocally hooks, but I like it how we get, a vocal switch up, and then we get the hook. You get that slight vocal switch up, and that hook comes in with the pop-out. And the pop-out is basically him screaming fucking pop out. And, I think the emotion, like the vibe that you're getting from this track, that emotion coming through when you're listening to the song, I think it just adds so much to the hook. I think it makes the hook a very addicting experience. I think it makes the hook where you can just listen to it over and over and over and over again. So the hook definitely has that going for it. And I will say, Pop Out's hook is really fun. I think it's addicting. I think the pop out can easily get stuck in your head. Also, having pop out, but also having all the...
What if an appliance emergency didn't have to be? If your appliances suddenly decided they were done, don't stress. Best Buy has you covered with a wide variety of major appliances from trusted brands, in stock and available now. So you don't have to worry about laundry piling up, refilling the fridge, or that big dinner party you're hosting. Because Best Buy has the knowledge and expertise to get you the right appliance for your home. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
These ad-libs, these ad-libs in the back, going fucking crazy. It's like he's got like a soundboard. It's like he's got a fucking soundboard and he's just, pressing this, as the beat's going on. And it just adds a lot more fun to the track. Just makes it a lot more enjoyable experience, and it makes it where you go, all right, I'm gonna pop out to this. It's one of those tracks, and I think Pop Out definitely has that. Now there definitely is some negatives. A song is not perfect, and Pop Out, for instance, is not perfect. I will say this: the second verse from Playboy Carti is not that good. The vocals are feels like they're dying out from the beat. I can't really hear what he's saying on the second part of the song. So that is a little bit of a shame. I wish we, would have had I wish the beat would have calmed down a little bit. Maybe you turn down the beat a little bit. Maybe you turn down a little bit more so you can hear Playboy Carti rapping. But you can't really hear it. So... that's my only thing about the second verse of Pop Out, or the second part, I guess you could say. The fucking second verse is short as hell, and then the song's over. But I think there could have been a little bit more with that second part of the song if the beat was turned out a little bit, because the beat is very overbearing, and, that production with the crazy bass, with the bass falling apart, with the fucking drums, going fucking crazy, Sometimes if you can't rap over that, or sometimes you can't vocally go over that, I feel like sometimes you got to turn it down. So that's what the song's missing, in my opinion, missing a little bit more of a better second part. But that beginning and that end with the pop out, and also that end with the beat switch up, honestly, it's pretty fire. So even though there's a little bit of some negatives here, I think when we talk about Playboy Carti Pop Out, I think this track is really different. It's obviously going to take a few listens to get into. This track is very jarring when you're, jumping into it. But I think Pop Out overall is a pretty enjoyable experience. I'm going to give this track a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, what'd you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications. I'm dropping new content every single day. Make sure you follow. Playboy Carti coverage coming even more this week, Tuesday.
Oh, the sick day struggle is real. But with Dimetapp, it doesn't have to be. Children's Dimetapp works quickly to soothe multiple bothersome cough, cold, and allergy symptoms in a single dose. Our fast-acting formulas are designed with kids in mind, so they get everything they need and nothing they don't. Available in liquid and on-the-go chewable tablets. Tap the banner now to shop at Amazon and say goodbye to the sick day struggle with Dimetapp. Use as directed.
At Patron, we craft our tequila using high-quality natural ingredients without additives. No sweeteners, no extracts, no secrets. In fact, Patron's secret ingredient is that we have no secret ingredients. Just 100% additive-free tequila, made with 100% Weber Blue Agave, water, and thyme. Patron, 100% additive-free tequila. Visit patrontequila.com to learn more. The perfect way to enjoy Patron is responsibly. Copyright 2025, imported by Patron Spirits Company, Coral Gables, Florida. Tequila 40% ABV.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet Productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Shit. We got a lot of Playboy Carti to talk about. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. We also, I will be teasing this. I'll tease it for y'all on this episode too. We are doing a little bit of a album review, Playboy Carti album review, my first ever Playboy Carti album review. As we know, if you were new here, if you don't know the lore of this show, not this show, it was one of my old shows a long time ago, but I remember 4 or 5 years ago, I was ready to do Whole Lotta Red. I was ready to do that. Whole Lotta Red album review. I was going to do that. I put out a trailer for my album review. I was going to talk about the whole album, and then I didn't do it. Y'all know how I was back in the day. I didn't have no consistency at all, so I did not do the album review. So that will be my first ever Playboy Carti album review. And I'm thinking about doing like a part 1, part 2, part 3 like we did for Lil Uzi Vert. I'm thinking of doing that. So yeah, get ready for that, guys. And I am still in fucking debt. That's great. But hey, Playboy Carti dropped. That should save us all. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.